You're watching CBS7 News at 9 on the CW and live on the CBS7 YouTube channel with Alexandra, Macia, and Tom Teeperteller.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us for CBS7 News on the CW, and thanks for joining us live on the CBS7 YouTube. I'm Alexandra, Macia. We start tonight with news in the community. The Midland County Sheriff's Office was able to upgrade their trauma kits and breaching tools thanks to community donations.
I'm overwhelmed. I speak of it all the time that we're blessed out here in West Texas, have the support of law enforcement that we have.
50 medical kits were purchased with $7,000 in donations. The Midland County Sheriff's Office will soon purchase 50 more to ensure every officer has a kit.
Minor emergencies at houses, call for help, and we're able to stop the bleed. We have blood suppression in there as well. So it's just a good all-around tool for us to have to help save lives.
The medical kit includes Narcan, a seatbelt cutter, flashlights, a rescue knife, window punch, and miscellaneous emergency equipment and supplies.
And the red should catch your eye, say, that's the kit that I need. Or anybody can say, get the red bag out of the back of my car.
Breaching tools were also purchased with $26,000 in forfeited funds.
You go to a disturbance and someone needs to be rescued, or you hear somebody hollering in the back room, and you go to the door and the door's locked, you can use this device to prop the door open and gain entry. Go to an accident scene, you can use the device to rescue the person inside of a vehicle if they're trapped. It helps you to, once you pry it in the door, use the hammer to force it in between the door and the jamb in order to give you enough pull to bust the door open.
They have 2 certified breachers that will provide training for the officers. And in your health news, students are heading back to college campuses, which means they're also heading back to college parties. It's important to be responsible when drinking, as the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism recently reported that 18 to 22-year-old college students have higher binge drinking rates than their peers not in college. Binge drinking is defined as 5 or more alcoholic drinks in a 2-hour period for men and 4 or more alcoholic drinks in a 2-hour period for women. Binge drinking is not healthy for the body and can lead to a variety of problems.
And with continued engagement in those excessive ways, it actually changes the brain, and the brain becomes dependent on that activity.
Binge drinking can also hurt other people. Researchers from the NIAAA estimate that every year almost 700,000 students between the ages of 18 to 24 are assaulted by another student who has been drinking. Another 1,519 students in that age range die from unintentional alcohol-related injuries, including car crashes. Because of peer pressure, it can be difficult to avoid alcohol, and those encouraging people to drink more.
Particularly in a social setting where there's a party, they're chugging alcohol, they're having these games that they're playing, and so they get way more alcohol in the systems than the body can metabolize.
Townsend's suggestions to stay safe when drinking are to bring your own drink and keep a cup in your hand. There is also always the option of drinking water or soda and declining any alcohol that is offered to you. And it's time to take a look at weather. Meteorologist Sawyer McElroy is here to tell us what we can expect. Sawyer.
Well, Alexandra, it was another warm day across West Texas and southeast New Mexico. We do have some changes on the horizon, though I'll get to that in just a little bit. Looking at our current temperatures across the state, in the 80s and 90s. Currently 86 in Amarillo, 91 in Lubbock, 97 still in the Fort Worth area, 93 in Midland and Odessa, and 87 over in El Paso. A little bit closer to home, we are still seeing those 80s and 90s, 82 in Alpine, 87 in Fort Stockton, 86 in Pecos, and 90s out to the east. For our current winds, not looking too bad, anywhere from being calm to about 5-6 miles per hour across the region. And live radar, we do have a few showers to the far south of Big Spring, but not looking to really put a damper on anything tonight. Most of us are looking at quiet conditions. For tonight, we're going to see those conditions warm in the 80s over the next couple of hours. And for the next 3 days, we do have some changes on the horizon.
Thanks, Sawyer. Tonight is the kickoff of Friday Night Blitz. Coming up on CBS7 News at 10:15, we've got highlights from all your favorite games, including the Howard County Bowl. This rival game between Forsan and Coahoma provides thousands of dollars worth of scholarships to all students who participate in the game. Money for the scholarships is raised through t-shirts and ticket sales for the game, as well as donations by local businesses and organizations.
This is something that is wonderful. Each person here that is either playing or in the band or are going to get a scholarship. And so that is great.
This is the 10th annual Howard County Bowl. Be sure to check out our website at CBS7.com for a score update. And of course, don't forget to tune in tonight for game highlights and a post-game interview. We're talking a lot about Friday Night Lights tonight, but the book by the same name was caught up in a book ban controversy in Iowa this week. Friday Night Lights was briefly banned in Iowa's Mason City Community School District. According to the Houston Chronicle, the district used a ChatGPT tool to make that decision. To obey a new Iowa law, all books in schools that depict sexual acts were removed from school libraries. According to the Des Moines Register, a district administrator asked ChatGPT if books contain that content, and the AI flagged Friday Night Lights. However, author Buzz Bissinger says that conclusion is false.
Great book for high school kids. It's pretty good, and I'm not blowing my own horn. It's a great book for high school boys who hate to read. And this is on the basis of hundreds, if not thousands, of comments that I've gotten over the past 30 years.
In Texas, the book has become a classic. After the district received criticism, the book was put back on school shelves Tuesday.
Banning of any book should be taken with the utmost seriousness. And what bothered me about Iowa and Mason City was they didn't even read the book.
Bissinger says he's glad the book is available again to those Iowa students, but he added the banning of his book and others is cause for concern about the First Amendment in the American school system. Happening tomorrow, if you love country music and think cancer sucks, this event could be for you. West Texas Gifts of Hope are having a Cancer Sucks Fest at the La Hacienda Event Center. The earnings from this festival are going towards helping cancer patients across the Permian Basin. West Texas Gifts of Hope mission is to improve the quality of life for cancer patients. This nonprofit organization has helped locals like Jennifer and Lance Temple. Lance had colon cancer 5 years ago and beat it. However, now his cancer has returned, but he's not fighting this alone.
We were in the hospital for 11 days and never paid for a hotel room because every day somebody from West Texas Gift of Hope stepped up and was able to fill our needs.
This event benefits families like the Temples, with the headliner being Aaron Watson, as well as special guests Roger Krager and Braxton Keith. CBS7's Hannah Burbank and Matthew Alvarez will be emceeing this event. So if you want more information on this festival, you can visit our website at CBS7.com. And the Flying to Fall event will be held tomorrow at Midland Air Park from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. People will be able to explore, learn, and get hands-on with interactive activities. You can meet a former NASA astronaut, explore incredible aircraft on display, and experience riding in a plane.
It's just a time to invite the public out to Air Park and experience aviation at a very hands-on level. We'll have something for everybody out here.
This event is free to the public. Today, the first ever Permian Basin Leadership Synopsium was held at the Marriott in downtown Odessa. Over 100 people came out to today's event, which is designed to invite the entire community to come and experience personal and professional growth, leadership development, and more. Leaders in our community were out at today's event, including Ector County Judge Dustin Fawcett, Meals on Wheels Executive Director Craig Stoker, the Executive Director of Odessa Arts Randy Ham, and CBS7's very own Mary Kate Hamilton. With such profound names at today's event, attendees have gained great knowledge from local leaders.
So far, we've had a lot of people tell us that they've enjoyed the sessions. You know, all of our sessions kind of have different topics and things going on at the same time, so they really play to people's interest. Lots of people have enjoyed that, getting to choose who they listen to and what topics.
The young professionals of Odessa are looking forward to next year's event. If you want to keep up with events that the young professionals of Odessa are hosting, you can visit their Facebook or Instagram for events in the future. Now for a look at today's top headlines, shown here in real time with real viewers on CBS7.com. See all of these stories and more by downloading our app or visiting our website at CBS7.com. And still ahead, former President Donald Trump is fundraising off of his historic booking photo after surrendering Thursday to authorities in Atlanta. Former President Donald Trump is fundraising off of his historic booking photo after surrendering Thursday to authorities in Atlanta. The former president and 18 others are charged with criminally conspiring to overturn Georgia's 2020 presidential election results. All of the remaining co-defendants have turned themselves in before a noon deadline today. Natalie Brand has the latest from Washington, D.C.
It's former President Donald Trump's fourth criminal indictment, but his first time having a mugshot taken.
What has taken place here is a travesty of justice. We did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong.
He arrived at the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta Thursday to be booked on charges that he and 18 co-defendants schemed to reverse his 2020 election loss in Georgia.
We have every right, every single right, to challenge an election that we think is dishonest, that we think is very dishonest.
In an interview with Newsmax, the former president called his booking a terrible experience, but it hasn't kept him from selling mugshot merchandise on his campaign website. He also returned to X, formerly known as Twitter, for the first time since being banned in January 2021. He posted his booking photo, writing, quote, "I will never surrender our mission."
While Trump is fundraising off this latest indictment, he's also taking the Georgia charges very seriously. His legal team now includes Atlanta-based lawyer Stephen Sadow, who specializes in high-profile defense cases.
CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman has tried cases alongside Sadow.
When he speaks, believe me, you turn and listen. In terms of strategy, he is also aggressive.
Overnight, former Justice Department official Jeffrey Clark was among those who turned themselves in ahead of a deadline today. The 19 co-defendants could be arraigned as soon as next month. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis has proposed a trial date on October 23rd, but for now, that just applies to one defendant. Trump's legal team is opposed.
Well, we're looking at a warm weekend ahead, but also a cool down on the backside of that warm weekend, along with some rain chances. More details on that coming up.
Now, from the CBS7 First Alert Weather Center, here's meteorologist Sawyer McElroy.
Happy Friday, everybody. We've made it to the end of the work week. It was another hot one out there today, though, taking a look at those observed temperatures across the state of Texas, up to 110 in the Fort Worth area, 107 in Austin, 99 in Lubbock, 98 in Amarillo, and a little bit closer to home, Midland and Odessa looking at 99 for that high as well. Big Spring did get up to 101 today, so parts of our area did see those triple digits, but the majority of us were in the 90s. Even our kind of cooler spots in the mountainous areas saw some 90s. For our current temperatures, still warm in the 80s and 90s across the area. Alpine down to 82, Fort Stockton 87, Odessa 92, Midland 93, and Big Springs down to 93 as well. We also had some breezy conditions earlier today, but those winds have calmed anywhere from about being calm to about 5 miles per hour. And live radar, we did have some showers earlier off to the west. Those have kind of dissipated. Just some showers far south from Big Spring and not looking at really any issues there. Across the state of Texas, seeing those showers there near San Antonio and, like I said, south of Big Spring, but other than that, looking to be pretty good out there tonight. For Futurecast, heading through the overnight hours by about 12:30, looking at some mostly clear skies, some clouds near the Big Spring area, heading into the early morning hours of our Saturday, where we're going to see the chance for some very stray to isolated showers starting to pop up around the 2 o'clock hour. And then we're looking at those pushing off to the southwest as we head through the afternoon. The better rain chances over in the mountains and the higher elevations. For our weather headlines, warmer for the weekend, cold front though early next week. Slight chances for the weekend, rain chances, that is, and higher, more widespread rain chances early next week with the arrival of that cold front. High pressure system still in control of our weather, keeping us relatively warm for the weekend. Like I said, those temperatures going to be in the upper 90s for the majority of us. Some triple digits. Big Spring looking at 101 for that high tomorrow, and Alpine looking at a high of 91. For a CBS7 First Alert exclusive 10-day forecast, like I said, we are tracking a cold front coming through, so some 80s in the forecast. I know I am super excited about that, and some decent rain chances, so maybe across the Permian Basin we will actually finally see some much needed rain.
Still ahead, Boeing is facing more delays and Southwest Airlines is making changes to their check-in. We'll have that and more next in your Consumer News. Boeing is facing more delays with its 737 MAX airplanes after a manufacturing flaw was discovered. Spiro Aerosystems, which makes the plane's fuselages, says there was some issues with its aft pressure bulkheads. Only a certain number of aircraft was affected. Boeing says there is no immediate flight safety concern and the in-service fleet can continue to operate. But this could slow down new plane deliveries to airlines. And Southwest Airlines is making changes to early bird check-in. Southwest is the only major U.S. airline where seating is first come, first serve rather than assigned seating. Typically, Southwest passengers can pay an extra fee to be able to check into their flight and get an earlier boarding slot. But according to Southwest, as of August 15th, early bird check-in is being limited to certain flights, routes, and times. Southwest didn't share which flights would be limited or how restrictions for early check-in options would be decided. Southwest also recently announced that all fares now include same-day standby at no charge. Travel experts point out that same-day standby allow passengers to be put on a standby list for an earlier flight in the day. The diabetes and weight loss drug Wegovy could help people with the most common form of heart failure. Researchers found patients who took the drug weekly improved 17 points out of 100 on a scale used to assess their symptoms. They all had heart failure with preserved ejection fraction, where the heart can pump normally but is too stiff to fill properly. The study's author says Wegovy helped with shortness of breath, fatigue, trouble exerting themselves, and swelling. Until recently, the main treatment for people with this illness were diuretics. The new study was funded by the drug makers Novo Nordisk. And fish oil supplements may not be as good for you as you have been led to believe. That's according to a new study published in JAMA Cardiology. Many people take over-the-counter fish oil capsules each day, thinking the omega-3 fatty acids will help their heart health, as marketers claim. But while people who regularly eat seafood are less likely to die of heart disease, two recent large clinical trials show that fish oil supplements don't actually improve cardiovascular health. The researchers say you're much better off getting omega-3 fatty acids from your diet. Salmon, mackerel, flaxseed, and chia seeds are a good source. And if you're a fan of peanut butter and a fan of jelly, you can now infuse your morning with both. Meet all new Coffee Mate peanut butter and jelly flavored duo creamer from the experts on perfect pairings. Coffee Mate's nostalgia inducing duo combines creamy, salty peanut butter with sweet strawberry jelly. You can also try to win some for free from August 24th to September 22nd. Fans can visit pbandjduo.com to enter for a chance to try the limited edition mashup. They will be giving some out to more than 100 people, so make sure you give it a try. And we've been previewing these West Texas teams for weeks, and now it's finally here, high school football season. Right now, you're looking at scores from games across West Texas. You can find all of these scores on our website at CBS7.com, and be sure to tune in to CBS7 tonight at 10:15 for the first Friday Blitz of 2023. Jacob Brandenburg and Jair Brooks Davis will have highlights from all your favorite football teams, your play of the week, and of course, the band of the week. Plus, for the first time ever, the Blitz is longer. Starting at 10:30, you can watch the extended Blitz on the CBS7 First Alert YouTube. Well, that sounds super exciting. I know a lot of our reporters, Sawyer, were out there tonight along with Jacob Brandenburg and Jair Brooks Davis. They've been busy getting everything together for you guys, and there were some pretty good games tonight.
Yeah, they've been all over getting the highlights, getting the scores, and I'm super excited about the band of the week as an ex-band kid myself. That is super cool that we do a little highlight of the band of the week. And we had pretty decent weather tonight, a little on the warmer side. We are looking at a warm weekend ahead, but we are also tracking a cold front or a cool front because it's not going to drop us too much. But we are looking at some 80s for the beginning of the upcoming week and some increased rain chances. We desperately need rain out here, so definitely excited to see those cooler temperatures and rain.
I'm looking forward to that rain. All right, well, thanks for watching CBS7 First Alert News. I'm on the CW.